What the hell is happening to Ireland? Today we have a video about the changing landscape of Ireland. Okay, this video was taken yesterday, okay, July 12th, 2025, and this is on Talbot Street. Okay, Talbot Street, for those who don't know, was an old street they used to sell goods on, and obviously it's got now this diversity, which diversity is not a good thing, okay? In a vacuum, on its own, diversity doesn't do anything. It's not a net positive or a net negative. It's probably a net negative if you add all things up, unless people are professionals and doing well and helping the country. This one is going to be insane. We have a few other videos as well to get through, so stay tuned. And let me know your thoughts on this one, lads, because, you know, they say that Ireland is 74% ethnically Irish. I would absolutely not believe those figures 100%, guys. Like, I don't think Ireland is probably 40% ethnically Irish. You know, it's a small country, and definitely, you know, in the next 10 years, I mean, it's going to be no ethnically Irish people, okay? So this one's going to be crazy. Let's see what's happening on Talbot Street. Gotta have to turn off the music, guys, because that's copyright. As you can see, everyone in the middle of the day standing around. You got Roman gypsies. You got people from South Asia. You got, you know, just everyone just doing nothing, it seems like, hanging out. And yeah, a lot of people are concerned about this, guys, you know. Not really seems to be much business going on there in Talbot Street. But yeah, a little short video there. It seems like, you know, people are concerned about that. And it's just, you know, very, very few people are actually starting to understand that, you know, ethnically Irish people only have one place to live, and that is Ireland. You know, Ireland is a Christian country, and, you know, it will remain like that, guys. You know, everyone, you know, like myself, wants to put Ireland first. Everyone says that their country is first, America first, Ireland first, you know, whatever, China first, you know, Russia first. Everyone puts their own country first, and so you should. You know, and I believe certain rules and certain guidelines, like, you know, not being able to own a house here unless you have an Irish passport and things like that, should definitely be the case. Or if you've lived here longer than 20 years, something like that, guys. There should be definitely, you know, straight guidelines to prevent, you know, foreign people or whatever using and abusing the laws over the regular Irish people. Because I have a passport, and I only have one passport because I'm an Irishman. You know, it's not fair for me to be competing with the rest of the world in my own country, okay? I might as well wipe my flipping ass with my passport then, because it means shit. You understand, guys? Now, here's another crazy one. This just happened like 2 days ago. My brother actually told me about this, okay? My favorite person, my brother, shout out to him. All right. He said that Ireland's population, if you want to talk about numbers, because it is a numbers game, you know, immigration, all this talk that people talk about, is it good? Is it bad? Overall, it's just a numbers game. There's only a certain amount of resources, doctors, engineers. There's only a certain amount of resources in Ireland. And if there's too many people, and I'm a populist, you know, I am not a flipping globalist, I'm a populist. But if there's too many people, we can't share the goods around. You know, you can't have a proper running society if there's just, you know, people starving and dying on the street, like 15,000 Irish homeless actually are. And just a few days ago, Ireland has actually reached 7 million people. This is the first time since 1851 that the population of Ireland is this high. I know all the lefty, woke, you know, Marxist globalists love to hear about that, because that's always their rhetoric is, well, before the famine, there was 8 million people in Ireland. You know, not knowing that before the famine, there was massive levels of poverty. And it seems like they're getting their wish. They're getting more people, but on top of that, they're also getting their poverty wish, because poverty now is at an all-time high. You know, if you think about it, guys, the prices of things, I was talking about 99s costing €4.50, €3, like just, you know, ludicrous amounts of money. Things are going to keep going up in price because there's only a limited supply of certain goods in this country. Like, I buy chocolate milk, for instance. It's normally €1.50 after my workout, guys, and you get chocolate milk in. But, like, these goods are now $2.50, $2.79. Like, the goods are going crazy. McDonald's has gone crazy. You know, I think a regular burger now is, what, €5? For a Big Mac is €8 nearly. You know, a Big Mac is a good sort of determination on the prices between the US, Ireland, Australia, Europe. It's just crazy, guys. The prices of everything have gone crazy. 7.1 million people. I mean, I was blown away. When I first came to Ireland, I was 6 years old, obviously. You know, my dad's Irish, of course. We just lived abroad because there was no jobs in the 80s. My dad had to immigrate. But we moved here, guys. There was about 5 million people in the Republic. Now there's 7 million. So over the course of 25 years, 22 years, that amount has gone exponential. Now, 2 million people doesn't sound like a lot of people, guys. But for such a small place, most of those people are living in Dublin. You know, it's just, I couldn't believe how crazy that is. There's going to be more housing crisis, more shortage of housing, more shortage of water. You know, prices are going crazy. You know, you have immigration going crazy. Crime is rising like crazy because there's no community aspect anymore. The only sort of community aspect that you have is in places where I live, small town Ireland, you know, these small cities, small towns, you know, outside the city. And even at that, guys, even at that, you know, there's consternation between people in the communities of small town Ireland. You know, maybe they don't like a certain person, they don't like this, they don't like that. I mean, this sort of diversity trope that they love to throw out is just bullshit, guys. Okay, now the last article that I saw today was from the brainwashing mainstream media, and I just had to react to it, okay? From the Irish Independent, arguably the worst out of all of the newspapers, guys, because it's anything but independent, okay? It's a mouthpiece for the government, okay? Everybody knows that by now. RTE, News Talk, you know, flipping News Radio, like all these different platforms, like what's the other ones, like all of them, Channel 4, like Joe.ie, like all these Irish-owned platforms. I know Channel 4 is British, but all these Irish-owned platforms, okay, they're all just mouthpieces for the government, okay? They're paid off, you know, they're paid at the tune of 725 million. Here we have another article, okay, by Simon Harris interview. He says, I do the supermarket shop. I get it, but I can't say I'm part of the squeezed middle. Of course he can't say. The people in power, guys, they come from Dalkey, they come from these privileged backgrounds. Even if they live in rough parts, they all come from the beautiful parts of Dunleary, Dalkey. You know, these people have never experienced suffering or any sort of poverty in their life, even for a few years. You know, it's good, I think, to experience at a certain level, you know, a level of, you know, poverty or a level of not having everything that you want as a child from the ages of, 10 to 18. These people, of course, aren't squeezed at all, guys. He said the cost of the living crisis by Fine Gael, Taoiseach, promises to ease up the cost of the living crisis. Okay, and of course, look at these scumbags. The article is behind a paywall. You actually have to pay €1 to flip and access this bullshit article. Okay, this is the kind of shit we're dealing with. It says, Simon Harris's office is unexpectedly fresh in a heat wave. On the hottest day of the year, when the air around Merrion Square and Leinster House feels almost unbearably clammy, a cool breeze circulates from the large Edwardian sash window beside his desk. I mean, the level of bullshit from these people. I mean, what's with the convoluted language? I mean, just unreal. So it kind of gives us the runaround, not really explaining anything right there. But yeah, it's absolutely disgusting, guys, to see, of course, that these people are, hating on the actual, country, and the cost of living crisis is just getting worse. I don't think the cost of living crisis is coming down at all. Matter of fact, it's getting a lot worse, guys. And it'll only get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. So I made a video, the last video I'm going to talk about today, because I don't want to talk too much. People say, Chris, you talk too much, whatever. I get it. No problem. I want to try and present as many articles and news stories from today as possible, okay? So just give me a chance, okay? But the last one is an interesting one, because I posted a video about the Wolf Tones roasting RTE yesterday. It did very well. I appreciate that, okay? But a lot of people were saying, Chris, what about later on throughout their act? Okay, because they were on stage for quite a while. Part of their act encompassed, of course, the Sinn Féin traders up on stage, where she was giving a speech about something crazy. We're about to listen in. Let's hear what she says.
Thank you for being true rebels, true patriots. Thank you for being the voice for Let the people sing their stories and their songs and the music of our native land. Their lullabies and battle cries and songs of hope and joy. Join us hand in hand, all across this ancient land. Throughout tests of time, it was music that kept our spirits free. The songs of yours and of mine.
Yeah, so the caption of that video is, "Did you die of embarrassment?" Hashtag cringeworthy. And hashtag traitors. I think Sinn Féin are traitors, guys. They're still part of the big three: Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and Sinn Féin up the top. Of course, that's the Mary, okay, Mary herself giving the head of Sinn Féin, giving a little sort of, song, which I can't believe people are actually chanting along to that. I mean, it's unbelievable. If she's a patriot and nationalist, I'm the flipping king of China, okay? Because I don't think she's a patriot or nationalist at all. Like, I don't think any of these people in any of the major parties in Ireland put Ireland first. You understand? And that's my main goal. Always put Ireland first. Always put the people with passports, the people, of background here, heritage first, but also people, with passports here. Don't make passports super attainable, okay? Make them hard enough to get, but have our own people first, guys. Enough of this putting other countries and refugees first. I hate it. I hate to see it, man. Because we should only be taking care of our own people. Let me know your thoughts. Hope I didn't talk too much for people there, but I do have to explain a few certain points throughout the video. So I'll be putting out a bunch of different videos as well today. Hopefully you're all enjoying the weather. It's 26 degrees here in Galway, lads. I'm absolutely dying. I sweat 5 kilos worth of sweat off me yesterday. It's disgusting. I took 3 showers yesterday. Okay, I'm about to take another one today because I'm sweating too goddamn much. But enjoy the weather, guys. Amazing. I went to the bog today, so I should have the bog vlog up by the end of this video. Hope you all enjoy that. If you want to help support me, hit the join link underneath the video as well. Become a member today. We're going to keep pushing back against the mainstream media because they're shills, for the flipping government. I love you all as always, and I'll see you all in the next one, lads. Peace.